You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, ABC soap opera fans. This is SoapDirt.com, and we're here to answer a question that people are asking about Trina. What happened to Trina Robinson on General Hospital? Off the cuff, the thing that you should know is that Sydney Michaela was the original actress who started as Trina Robinson, but she left the soap and Tabyana Ali plays her now. The first thing that happened to Trina Robinson on General Hospital is that she fell in love with a bad boy. She tried to love a nice boy, but the nice boy was killed, and then she fell in love with a bad boy. Things were bad from the jump when Spencer Cassadine first came back to town when they did a Saurus recast on him, soap opera Rapid Aging Syndrome, and they brought in Nicholas Chavez to play a grown-up and very hunky Spencer. He came back to town and was staying away from friends and family and lying and calling himself Victor, which is pretty ironic since now Victor Cassadine is back and he's the one poised to bring serious harm to Trina, Spencer, and others. Before we dig into what happened to Trina, click that subscribe button below so you get all your latest soap opera spoilers, updates, and news and casting and all the big stuff that we bring to you about soap operas on our YouTube channel. Click subscribe. Okay, now back to this. For a while now, Spencer's been completely captivated by Trina, really from the time he saw her, but his loathsome girlfriend at the time, Esme Prince, constantly targeted Trina because she could tell that Spencer really cared about her. After Esme's awful antics, Trina wound up arrested and facing criminal charges. She was accused of filming her best friend Jocelyn Jacks sleeping with her then boyfriend Cam Weber. So the first answer to what happened to Trina is that she was set up by Esme. If you don't remember this, Esme, of course, she's now an amnesiac, but back then she was just a full villain. Esme bought a burner phone and set it all up to look like Trina recorded Joss with Cam and then sent the video to all their friends at college. However, Joss and Cam really didn't ever think that she did it, and sure enough, they were convinced that she didn't. Spencer was trying to take down Esme and get proof against her so that he could save Trina, although at the time Trina didn't know it and she was very angry with Spencer. But Esme was exposed in the end. However, there was another wrinkle. So the next thing that happened to Trina Robinson is she met a very nice police officer. Unfortunately, it was in the midst of all her legal troubles while she was arrested, and she met Rory Cabrera, who was a nice rookie cop, and he was head over heels for her. They had very different interests. She was into the art world. He was more of a sci-fi nerd who went to conventions and stuff. And the bottom line was that Trina couldn't keep her mind off of Spencer. Unfortunately, Rory died before she had the chance to call things off with him. Well, I guess that's unfortunate because she feels guilty. Fortunate for him because he never had to know that she was into Spencer. But the hook killer took Rory out. And of course, now we know that it is Esme Prince's awful mom, Heather Weber, who was the hook killer. And she's the one who killed Rory. With Esme broken up from Spencer and now an amnesiac, and then having had his dad's child, Spencer and Esme are no more, and with Rory gone, Trina was also single, and now they've been honest with each other about their feelings, and they're free to be together. They recently declared all their feels for each other and shared some really sweet kisses, but at the same time, Trina is not someone who's going to let Spencer walk all over her. As a matter of fact, she just chewed Spencer out at the nurses' ball for talking down to Dex Heller. You might remember he called him the help. And Trina really hates that entitled side to him, but she seems to love the rest. So now we come to the most timely occurrence of what happened to Trina Robinson. What's happened to her is she's essentially been taken captive by Victor Cassadine, although he doesn't know yet that he has her as a captive. Official General Hospital spoilers had teased that somebody was going to stow away on the Haunted Star when Victor Cassadine took hostages, including his great-nephew, Spencer Cassadine. He had called Spencer and ordered him to report to the Haunted Star. Trina's really worried about him, and she doesn't like Victor having a role in his life. She doesn't like any of this Cassadine stuff that's going on. And so it turns out that she followed him to the dock, and then she snuck on board the Haunted Star. Meanwhile, Victor didn't tell Spencer what he was doing, and he had them fire up the engines, and they took off out of the harbor in Port Charles, and they are heading somewhere, and Trina is a stowaway. She is creeping around and putting her life at risk. She's hoping to find a way to alert the authorities back in Port Charles about where they are and what's going on. When she broke into the stateroom where Spencer was locked, courtesy of his uncle, he was stunned to see her and absolutely horrified that she was there because of all the things that have happened to Trina on General Hospital. Her being in his awful uncle's clutches is the last thing that Spencer wants. Her life is at risk. This is really bad, and it's doubtful that her stowaway scheme is going to last very long, given how many henchmen Victor has on board the boat. Victor being Victor, he's perfectly capable of just throwing her overboard. Well, he tried to kill his son's soulmate, Anna. Of course, Anna survived, but as far as Victor knows, he did kill her. She's alive, thankfully. We have to wonder, would Victor do a similar thing to Trina Robinson and just throw her overboard? Probably not, because he doesn't want to alienate Spencer, and he knows if he killed her that he would. Instead, we expect Victor to use Trina as leverage to keep control over Spencer. Also on board the boat against their will is Dr. Liesl Obrecht and baby Ace Cassadine. To be fair, baby Ace doesn't really know where he is or what's going on, but he definitely wants to be with his mom and his grandma, and he doesn't want to be there with Victor. So, including Spencer and Trina, Victor has 4 hostages right now, but he doesn't yet know that Trina is on board. Instead, she's been hiding out, creeping around. She's been enjoying a view of Spencer in a towel. They shared some stolen kisses, but we expect that all to end soon. We totally expect that what's going to happen next to Trina Robinson is she's going to wind up caught, captured, and on Victor's radar as a tool for him to control Spencer. Maybe if he locks her in Spencer's stateroom, they can have more time to canoodle, since they are enjoying the first blushes of a new romance. But it's doubtful that they're going to get too far before all hell breaks loose on the Haunted Star. Liesl is not one to take things lying down, and she wants to be back in Port Charles donating her bone marrow to Willow Tate. Spencer and Trina may join in. Maybe we'll see a mutiny aboard the Haunted Star. Wouldn't that be fun? If you haven't yet, please click the subscribe button below so you get all of our latest soap opera spoilers videos. And if you are still wondering what happened to Trina Robinson, as of right now, she has stowed away on a boat at sea that is headed to a Cassadine property. We suspect that is in Venezuela. Let's hope Trina survives this. We expect her to, and we expect to see lots more of Trina with Spencer, despite the latest thing that has happened to her that's terribly unfortunate.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.